On the morning of December 7, 1941, a Japanese naval carrier task force launched a surprise air attack on the airfields and naval facilities located on the island of Oahu. Their primary target, the ships of the Pacific Fleet, located here at Pearl Harbor.
December 7th began early for the veterans and members of the Oklahoma contingent who attended the annual Pearl Harbor Day commemoration at Kilo Pier.
I'm here to celebrate the lives and the deaths of 429 of my shipmates, of which one of them was my brother. We've worked pretty hard to get this memorial completed here. We didn't ask the government for any money. All the money that went into that memorial came from the survivors or their families or friends. And I think it's time, after 60-some years, we should pay them a little respect.
Beginning within minutes of the exact time Japanese planes attacked Pearl Harbor 66 years before, the solemn ceremony was highlighted by a pass-in review by the USS Lake Erie and wreath presentations honoring each of the battleships that were damaged or destroyed by Japanese pilots in 1941. By noon, a crowd of a few hundred had gathered across the harbor at Ford Island, a couple hundred yards from where 429 sailors and Marines died aboard the USS Oklahoma on the first day of World War II. Behind the memorial, the USS Missouri, moored at the exact spot where Japanese bombs and at least 9 torpedoes tore into the Okie, where the proud battleship rolled over and came to rest almost upside down in the warm Hawaiian waters.
And on December 5th, 1941, USS Oklahoma, or Okie, as she was known to her crew and those sailors in the Pacific Fleet, returned from maneuvers and moored behind me at berth Foxtrot 5.
Wind and rain repeatedly interrupted the dedication ceremony of the USS Oklahoma. But for those who had waited so long and worked so hard to see the memorial built, it was a glorious day.
It was time to correct an injustice to the state of Oklahoma and these sailors that are here today. Approximately 90 of them remain alive, and so we wanted a memorial that they could see before they all pass away. So that's why there was a sense of urgency.
I've had several comments, not only about the hard work done by the executive committee and it's a 7-year labor of love, but they've also said this is a beautiful, outstanding memorial that has tremendous significance for the state of Oklahoma. It's our centennial year, and for the 429 sailors and Marines that lost their lives. We have now honored them finally 66 years after Pearl Harbor.
The centennial started with the dome after 80 years of finally putting that together. And now at the end of the centennial year, to be here at the memorial and to complete this memorial during the centennial year is more than my dreams come true. So for all of Oklahomans, this is the greatest day for the centennial we've had.
The colors were presented by the Marine Junior ROTC cadets at U.S. Grant High School and the Navy Junior ROTC from Claremore High School. Architect Don Beck described the inspiration for the design, manning the rails, with one white marble column for each of the 429.
And so each one of these white standards or marble columns represents each lost soul on the ship. And the black granite, it's not engraved, but it's black, but it's to represent the ship.
Honored speakers included Oklahoma U.S. Representatives Mary Fallon and Tom Cole. Cole was instrumental in securing the site for the memorial.
Now, there's a lot of people that need to be recognized in terms of what's brought us all here today. But I want to start with the gentlemen that were on that ship, because they didn't come here to be honored. They actually came here to honor their shipmates, and it was their determination and their commitment that the colleagues that they served with and that they fought with never be forgotten.
Governor Brad Henry extended congratulations and thanks from the state of Oklahoma.
My fervent belief is that the sacrifices of those whose final breaths were drawn as sailors and Marines aboard this proud ship are being honored by the shining achievements of the grateful, free people of Oklahoma and indeed the United States of America.
Oklahoma City State Senator Jim Reynolds introduced the two keynote speakers. Lisa Ridge, whose grandfather, Petty Officer Paul Nash, served and died aboard the Oklahoma, and survivor Ed Veazey, a member of the USS Oklahoma Memorial Executive Committee.
It's a matter of the heart for those survivors. It's just fulfillment of something that we have waited for so long and which is meaning so much to us today.
Then Veazey's shipmate, Paul Goodyear, triumphantly raised the American flag above the memorial to mark the completion of more than 7 years of work needed to make the memorial a reality.
I don't know what I expected, but it was wonderful. Yeah, it was beyond expectations, yes.
That was beautiful, wonderful, and after all these years, we finally have a memorial for those who died for our country.
The USS Oklahoma suffered the second largest loss of life among all ships attacked in Pearl Harbor, and it's the last to have a memorial. But now its journey is complete, and the crew members who perished with it are part of a lasting monument to honor their ship, their service, and their sacrifice. From Pearl Harbor, Dick Pryor, the Oklahoma News Report.